Okay, so basically what I like to do on my phone in the photos, just for you folks who haven't ever used the Sprocket, I'll go into my Photos app, I'll find the month, then I will start to go through all the photos basically. I really like this photo of my pothos that I propagated here. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to an album, which will be a new album called December 2025. Create. Then I'll just start to populate that with highlights of the month. The first print of my upcoming book, my upcoming short story. We'll add that in there as well. And this is so that when you get into the Sprocket app, which is the app that you're going to use to print the photos from, there's already an album that you could just print from, basically. So now we're going to go into Sprocket. So then up here at the very top, you're going to go into the gallery, and then you're going to find the album, and now you have all your photos there. And I like to print them as smaller thumbnails, so I'll go ahead and do select up here, and then I'll choose 4, and then go to collage, and then now it splits the 2x3 sticker into 4 thumbnails. Make sure your Bluetooth is on, and after that goes through, you're going to go ahead and hit print, the print icon at the bottom, and then it says your photo will now print. So this should start to print pretty soon. I love this thing, you guys. This has been like probably one of my favorite pieces of not just electronics, but stationery. I consider it a tool for stationery because I use it so often for my planners. And then you see it prints it out using light or laser. Definitely doesn't use any ink. And you have your photo, your 2x3 photo printed, and then now basically you're just going to cut. And that is how I print my little highlight reel for the cover of the daily section in my Hobonichi. What I do want to do, though, is just kind of create this through line for December. And surprise, surprise, we're using green and red. Who cares? Excuse me. Let me see. And then let's throw some, this is one of my favorite washies. I've kind of used this up already. It's just a regular old highlighter yellow. I think I got this at Daiso. So I like that it's kind of a little transparent here. So I'm just going to lay some down. And if you've seen some of the flip throughs from earlier this month, or sorry, if you've seen some of the flip throughs from earlier this year, you kind of see how this page ends up being sort of the cover for the daily section. Okay, cool. So December is done. We're gonna do the flip through, guys. We're gonna flip through my 2025 Hobonichi HON, and we're gonna take a look at this year. So I never really do anything with this log. Maybe 2026 and the cousin will be different. Who knows? For the monthly, I had the I had the intention of doing like a really quick doodle a day, but it did not happen at all. As you'll see in the following pages, did not happen. However, I did test out some stationery that I designed. It's a monthly kit for the Hobonichi cousin, or the Hobonichi HON, basically the Hobonichi in the A5 size. And I used it in the extra month that they give you after the year is over. So I designed a monthly kit. It has a couple pieces of washi, and this is all using original artwork that I have here at the studio. And the kit would come with the headers for the week, a couple squares to place into your days of the month, a header for the month block right here, and then the name of the month separate. So, you know, in the event you want to reuse the kit for a different month, you could. Here is what it looks like on a sheet. So like I said, you have the month block here with the month name separate. And then you have 4 pieces of washi. You got the headers here, and then some note pages, some dots, extra pieces of washi here with the palette pulled from the piece itself. And again, this is original artwork that I'm using for the washi tape. This is printed on waterproof vinyl that I got off of Amazon. However, I'm thinking of returning to just using the paper, sticker paper, because then it'd be easier to write on. Although I must say, I did write on this using a Lamy Safari fountain pen. Worked just fine. Didn't smear or anything, but I think you'd probably have to give it a minute or two to dry. But yeah, super excited about this. I'm definitely going to think about designing other kits for like the weekly section and maybe even the daily. But for now, I'm going to focus on the monthlies. And if anybody's interested in using them, hit me up. But let's continue with the flip through. I got really busy this year with a lot of art shows, namely 2 big exhibits that happened kind of in the middle of the year, then toward the end of summer. So during that time, funny enough, I didn't get to utilize my weekly section, but the times kind of surrounding those 2 big events, I got to utilize the weeklies. Very simple. I mean, if you remember from when I had my cousin, what my weeklies used to look like, they were always decked out in stickers and stuff. And there's still a charm to that. There's still, you know, a vibe for that kind of layout. But I really kind of got down to the nitty gritty of the utility and the function of the weekly sections and started using them to really kind of focus on what I have to do every week. That's what the weeklies look like. Oh, and I also tested the monthly kit for this week right here, and the headers fit perfectly over the days of the week. I am rethinking the design so that it reveals the number, because it does cover it completely, and I didn't include it. But I used the blank dots to kind of fill in for the dates there, and kind of sample washi tape right there. And then we're now here. This is this is the last week of December, guys. But yeah, so that's the weekly section. This is that one part that's got one blank spread, and it has turning the page to a new year up there. And if you guys remember from 1 year ago, which is wild to think about because it feels like yesterday, this is where I created my little vision board, my little manifestation board. Okay, let's do this. Before I do a flip through of the entire book, let's go through each month's highlight reel, like the highlight thumbnails, the stickers that I put here on the cover of each daily section. This is January's highlight reel cover. I was drawing little like shelves on underneath the thumbnails and kind of like creating a scene, and I've since stopped doing that. And then for February, I switched up the grid a little bit, where I took like one big photo in its original size, a 2x3, and then attached the smaller highlights of the month there next to it, still in a grid. And then for March, started to kind of break the grid up a little bit, explored with placing some kind of colored background behind the photos to hold the photos up. Wow, this is wild that all this happened within the first 3 months of the year. But that's what March looks like. And then we got April, again, kind of maintaining that background design with the highlights on top of it. And again, kind of breaking the grid here a little. So this is a color pencil washi, and then on this side we have some watercolor. This was May. I'm getting the thumbnails closer here, as you can see. Still maintaining a grid. I have different sized photo highlights here on the left, as you can see. We got June. Yeah, so we're stepping away from the grid, I can see, and just kind of playing around with the placement. And again, another sort of design colored background here. All right, now we're in July, and I mean, you saw in some of the previous months that the day before the month is blank, and it's sort of like part of the spread. So I kind of started doing that, where a part of the spread kind of bled into as the background for the highlight reels. I keep calling them highlight reels, but really they're just like the thumbnails of the month, the highlights of the month. And yes, you're seeing correctly. I saw Brandon Boyd. I saw Incubus perform here in San Diego in the same month that I saw the Basement Yard live. Oh man, crazy, crazy year. And then we're gonna go into August. Again, I mean, there is a bit of a grid here, but I'm playing with the sizes a lot more. I'm cutting some of the quadrants into even smaller stickers, as you could see. August was a busy month, which is actually why I decided to do a second page for August, because there was just too many highlights that I wanted to remember. Too many good things, which is never a bad thing, I guess. But yeah, this is August. This is also when I moved from my old studio into my new studio, which was just next door. The new studio that I'm in has a window. It's the only difference. That and the price. September. Here's September. So again, maintaining the grid, but also playing with the different size thumbnails, and also putting stickers on top of some of them. And then we go into October. This is another month where I felt like there were a lot of good things that happened, and so I kind of bled into the following day, utilizing the entire spread, basically. And then November, which was my birthday month. And then finally December, which you just saw me do earlier in the video here. So that's the flow of the different daily sections covers. So let's get back to January and do a flip through. I'm not going to hang out too long on each spread. Feel free to pause if I'm going too fast. But yeah, I guess you can see that in the very beginning of the year, I kind of was just playing around, kind of seeing what I wanted to do or capture. And I was doing this thing with my with the Zebra mild liner brush pen and marker. Obviously using the brush part to create those patterns, and then writing on top of it, so kind of creating this monochrome effect. And I think I did, yeah, I remember saying at the beginning of the year that I wanted to write more, which I got to do for a little bit. I definitely wrote a lot in January as I documented each day. But as you'll see throughout the rest of the book, I kind of started to just really depend on some of the photos instead. Also wild to think that some of these things happen this year because they also feel so far away at the same time. Do you guys ever get that where it's the end of the year and it feels like you started something just yesterday, but then you also realize that some of the events that happened during the year actually happened during the year and didn't happen like years ago? I swear, time has been so strange since 2020 that I can't even explain it. Let's see, we're in January still, and I think I actually did a flip through of January and maybe February and March. And then things just kind of got wild and unmanageable as far as uploading videos. So, again, apologies. But we're back, coming in strong at the end of the year with another flip through. And, you know, we're here. That's all that matters, is we're here right now. I just wanted to point this out really quick. Earlier this year, in February, one of the oldest uncles in the family, one of my mom and my aunt's uncle, passed away, and it was sort of bittersweet to go back to the Bay Area to celebrate his life and say goodbye, and also just be up in the Bay Area again with family and kind of trying to enjoy and celebrate my brother's birthday at the same time. But despite the funeral, it was actually a really good trip. Ugh, I remember this. Had the worst fucking headache that day. And you'll see sort of repeat photos that exist within the daily and then also make it to the highlight reel. Just because, 500. So February 18, earlier this year, this is when I hit 500. Thank you guys so much. We're at 540 something right now. So thank you. Appreciate you. I was saying, yes, they kind of make double appearances because obviously I want to document them for the actual day, but then recognize them as a highlight for the month. So it's probably why you'll see some repeats. Like I said, some days, nothing. A photo, that's it. And that's okay. I really took the pressure off of myself this year to not have to do everything all that day, at the end of the day, or whatever it might be. And honestly, taking the pressure off yourself in things like this is what's important, because then it just lets you be playful, you know? Oh, look at that. It's March already, and I'm still doing a fair amount of writing, which I'm kind of happy with. But really, this size, the A5, I think is kind of like, I'm discovering it's the perfect size for me, because now, let's see, it's 2025, about to be 2026. I can say that I've been in the Hobonichi HON, the Cousin, the Weeks, and also the original Hobonichi Techo size, which is the A6. And honestly, I think I'm going to stick with the size for a while, at least up through next year, because I already bought my Cousin. Because I just like that you can treat it like a journal. You could treat it like a junk journal. But then obviously, because of the structures and the layout designed on each daily page, you can treat it like a planner, which is what it is. So you can kind of still be organized within the day if you don't want to hop into your weeklies, you know? So I got to design a lot of the First Friday graphics this year, actually 3 of them. I don't think I've included the third one in, but this is the first one. And it was for a brewery here in Orange County, or here in Southern California in Orange County, specifically Anaheim, called Radiant Beer. And a friend of mine works there, and she asked me if I wanted to do 3 months out of the year and design their First Friday graphics. So that always included a print and a sticker for me. These are fun. I like these. I would sometimes hop into this while it was really slow at the studio. If I was open, if I had an open studio day or something, I would just hop in and just throw some media around, and this was really fun. This is the watercolor with, this is a solid acrylic marker on top, which is also called the streaker. Stickers from the sticker book, and then some washi tape. This is color pencil and watercolor. Again, more stickers, color pencil, washi, everything basically. Yeah, like I said, days where I didn't feel like writing, I didn't. And sometimes the stickers, the photos were enough. Sorry, I keep getting up because this phone stand is a little iffy sometimes, and like 10 minutes in it starts to droop, but I guess we're up. We're staying strong here. This is from a fountain pen with some streakers, watercolor, washi, all the things. And I guess you can tell that throughout the year I have like my seasons as far as what I'm doing for that chunk or that block of time and what I'm exploring in my studio. Because obviously, well, maybe not so obviously, some of these smaller explorations here turn into bigger pieces of work that kind of make it out into the real world, into tangible objects and tangible pieces in my studio. So, yeah, this is what that is. This is what the behind the scenes looks like, I guess. Maybe. I think this is gouache. Sorry guys, that's my stomach. I'm really hungry. Also, a lot of these pages this year was really good for me in terms of like color studies. Like sometimes if I'm starting a new piece or if I'm in my iPad on Procreate and I'm kind of lost as far as like color palettes go, I'll start flipping through this and just be like, oh yeah, those were good palettes and combinations. Here I'm planning a wall for one of the exhibitions that I had this year. So again, utilizing the whole spread, you know. This is me and George's anniversary trip. We also stayed in Joshua Tree. We didn't stay at the Trixie Motel, but we definitely visited, and she was cute. It was cute. Oh, and for my exhibition, I actually created a huge set of traveler's journals where I turned my books for the art show into traveler's journals inserts, and these were a special edition. So you could purchase the books on their own if you wanted to. There were 2 of them. Or you could purchase them as a traveler's journal set. And I called it The Wanderer, just because it was based off of, you know, faces and places, which is a common theme in my work. But I definitely want to take a small part of my studio and dedicate it to a bunch of stationery that I've created. So I'm definitely going to create some more traveler's journals for 2026. I hand cut all of these guys. I bought leather here in San Diego. And yeah, I measured and cut and poked and inserted and assembled all these guys. Also designed all the books that went inside of them. Actually, so this is the very first one, as you could see right there, number 1, that I created. It was sort of the tester for the show. The show was called The Great Pivot, by the way. So I tested it with this, and I was like, oh yeah, we're going to make a bunch of these, and we're going to put my books inside of them. So every time I do a show, I like to create like a show book for it. with like behind the scenes stuff, and then pieces, and then eventually the pieces that are in the show I like to include in the book as well. But right now, for this wanderer that I created, I actually took some vision boards that I made earlier this week, actually yesterday. So as of recording, it's the 29th, so I did this on the 28th. I made some vision boards, and then I ended up creating traveler's journal inserts out of them. So now whenever I'm in my traveler's journal, I can always be reminded of the things that I want to be reminded of. So, sorry, quick detour. This insert is basically almost every single person that bought art from me this year and supported my work in some capacity, whether financially or opportunity-wise. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to put it on a book so that every time I write in it, I'll see it, and I'll just be grateful all year or for however long the book lasts. But I want to keep it in here, even if I fill it up. And then this vision board is sort of me focused, obviously. These are all photos of me, which is words that I want to use to remind me to kind of stay anchored in the state of the wish fulfilled, right? Like Neville Goddard always says, live in the state of the wish fulfilled. Don't try to manifest something into your life, because then it's kind of like you're saying things are always outside of your control. Things are always outside of your control. Things are always existing externally from you. So if you think about manifestation and the law of attraction in terms of like it's already done, it's already here, then really it's you that is abundant. It's you that is healthy, your health, your abundance, your wealth, your joy, your contentment, your excitement. So I have that on this insert. On the back is sort of the more traditional kind of vision board layout where I have things that I want to accomplish for the year, places that I want to go to. So I figured these two things kind of paired next to each other as inserts in my traveler's journal, or what I like to call the Wanderer, would be a fun thing to utilize as part of my setup for 2026. So that was a long, sort of winded explanation of this photo here, where I hand cut a bunch of these traveler's notebooks and had them available for my solo exhibit earlier this year. And then there was nothing. Yeah, so when I created that monthly kit, my first sort of little stationery kit, I was like, cool. So my washi, my dots, and my headers will have like aspects of my original artwork, right? But then, like when I think about other people who create these kits, like obviously Coffee Monsters Co., she has these sets that pertain to, you know, the things that one typically experiences in a day or can utilize in their planner. So like a coffee cup for like coffee dates, or like a pen or a calendar to mark like a task or time. I don't know exactly what you call that genre. I guess they're like stickers for utility, right? Like that you find utility in using them in different areas of your journal. And I was thinking about that and how my art could translate into sort of like these sets, or if it even could, because like my art is like, I'm an abstract surrealist, right? So it's like when I create pieces like this, I'm like, oh, how do I translate this into like, okay, I gotta go to the doctor's, I have an appointment tomorrow. I don't know. So that's something I'm going to be thinking about throughout the year. And hopefully I could create a really cool set. Oh my God, I love babies. So many of George's cousins had kids and they're all babies. And I love babies so much right now. Like, I'm not really into kids per se, like 1 and up. But babies, oh my God, get out of here. I fucking love babies. Yeah, like, see, I went to the zoo, right? George and I went to the zoo one of these days. And, like, I have stickers that are like, oh, lions and tigers and raccoons and washi. And it's like, that goes with this day, you know? But, like, do I have art that necessarily translates into a day like this? I don't know. I'm not sure. Or can I create art like that that'll stay within the realm of, like, the work that I'm doing currently? Who knows? Maybe it's not that deep. Oh, gold foil. I definitely want to make some stationery kits or some kits that have like gold and like silver. I mentioned earlier, right? I love this washi so much. God, hopefully I didn't flip into anything that was like in a pro. I don't think I did. Yeah, there are days that weeks probably, that I didn't get into my book at all. And that's all right, guys. I'm finding out, I'm discovering, I'm learning to be okay with these days, you know? Yeah, July, that was really busy. Did I do anything in July? No. Hop back in at the end of the month into August. Here's the second First Friday graphic that I did for Radiant Beer. It's already here. Yeah, and around this time is when I started prepping for the duo exhibition with my friend, which looks like that was pretty much all August, y'all. Yeah, so at the height of summer, I wasn't really in my book. But when I was, you know? A lot missing from September, too. Oh, yeah, we saw Lalome. That was awesome. I think October is when I kind of started to get back into the flow a little bit, maybe. Okay, maybe not. Ooh, yeah. Struggle Tina. Yeah, like I said, I'm getting the photos in, but not doing a lot of writing, you know? Also, really busy month. If you guys didn't know, October is Filipino Heritage Month. Or is that November? I think it was October. So, had a lot of shows that happened. A lot of prep for those shows. They were basically vending opportunities for different events here in San Diego, but also in Orange County. And then the George and I went to Disneyland day before Halloween, and it was amazing. I love Disneyland. Hadn't been there in over a decade, probably close to 15 years. Birthday month. Birthday days. So, yep, this is when I got the call that I was the new communications specialist at Arts, A Reason to Survive. Yeah, it's starting to thin out, guys. So we're kind of flipping through here quickly. And we saw me do this earlier. A couple things in December, maybe. Yes. So I purchased a Cricut machine and also a new printer, and so I started printing out all the things and testing out. Lots of testing, lots of tests, nonstop tests and calibrations to get the settings just where I want them, which is where they are now. Which is why I decided to start creating stationery and a monthly kit for the Hobonichi. So look forward to that because I'm excited to do that. Yeah, we're getting close, guys. Yeah, so this is, I got to do some journaling when I was in Joshua Tree with my brother. So this is that. Oh, and with the Sprocket, you can also tile. So you can choose an image, tile it, and then each 2x3 will be a quadrant for a larger 4x6 photo. I thought that was really cool. And as you could see a little bit, I'm starting to use some of my washi, my little monthly kit in these spreads. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. This is today. This is where we are, guys. We're on Monday the 29th, and again, I'm using my little monthly kits here to start decorating the last couple of days of the year. And really, that's it. Then we're going to move into my 2026 cousin, because like I said, I'm going to stick with the A5 size for next year. This is the back. These are the back rooms where all the scribbles exist. I always try to do this, and I never can get up to 100. Like these pages are so cool. I just never really get to use them. That's my stamp right there, and this is the back page. And that's the 2025 HON, y'all. If you're still here, thank you. It's been a long video. I'm definitely going to cut this down somehow. But yeah, this is where we are. Wow, this got so I can't believe how chunky it got. I have to say that I'm so proud of myself for getting this far in an A5 size, and I can't wait to get into this guy. There you have it. There is a 2025 flip through for the HON. If you guys are still here, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for hanging out this entire year. I know the videos were very few and far in between. Definitely want to do flip through still. I definitely want to update everybody whenever I have a new monthly kit available as far as my stationery goes, because I definitely want to keep that going. I think for now, this is kind of the system for 2026. You know, I say that now, but who knows what's going to happen. But yes, again, thank you so much for hanging out and for sticking around for 2025. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful new year. Be safe. If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Yeah, my name is TJ Santa Ana. I'm an artist from San Diego, California, and I really appreciate you guys. So thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.